out for me?
I don't know. Find out what.
All the, on Aaron Hall and Shannon Simon?
Oh, God.
Plea paperwork over to the DA. I believe he signed it.
Did she trip over the leg thing?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Sit down, sit down, please. Thank you, ma'am. Sit down, please. Thank you.
Move along, you little troublemakers.
Yeah. No, Shannon Simon, doctor did already find him incompetent. Morning because the jail.
Here's what we're gonna do. You're going back for timeout right now.
I don't need
Go on back. When you can resolve, when you can get to your composure, we'll bring you back out. We've got other things to do right now.
my time, please.
Messed up for the last time. You are out of here.
There comes Ruth.
Very right.
What are we doing today?
It's a plea, counts 1 and 2. There's no agreement, Your Honor.
22-40113 is now called. The state of Texas versus Ruth Johnson. There's a motion to revoke probation filed
Yes, sir.
on September 1st, 2023. You, Ruth Johnson.
Yes, sir.
And you're here, your attorney, Mr. Dusler. Raise your right hand, please. Your other right hand, God bless you.
Sorry,
There
I'm
you
so
go.
sorry. I'm nervous.
That's okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Lower your hand. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this? Can we proceed in?
Yes, sir.
In summary, this motion states that on January 23rd of earlier this year,
Yes, sir.
you were sentenced to 5 years in prison, probated for 10 years, regular probation, for the third-degree felony of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon.
Yes, sir.
Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Counts 1 and 2, Your Honor.
Mhm. Number one, state you failed to report to the probation office on or about February 7th. Hold on. That was 2 weeks after we put you on probation. Then
Explain.
February 16th, April 4th, April 20th, and May 9th of 2023. Is that true or untrue?
It's true, but I caught COVID. I'm sorry.
You cannot blame that on me.
I wasn't trying to, and I did call the people at the probation office and tell them that I was sick.
Okay, let me ask the probation office, was she an absconder?
Yes.
Okay, when did she last report? And you're Miss Rogers, right?
No, I'm doing Bill. I just saw it.
Oh, you did? Okay. Miss, what happened to,
I got a new probation officer too in the midst of getting.
hey, things work. Probation officers
Yes, I know.
change and we never have problems because people pick up the slack. But, so when was the last time she reported?
Earlier in the year.
Yeah, speak up so you can.
January.
In January. Oh, okay. Because she was placed on probation on January 23rd.
No, it was. Can I get this?
Mhm.
That report that I have here is for February 21st.
February 21st. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So she was an absconder ever since then.
Yes.
Okay. And then I get from Ms. Rogers an administrative hearing in or order or motion stating that as of May 9th, 2023, May 9th, that would have been going on, let's see, February, March, April, May, going on 4 months, the defendant had not reported. And although she must have reported on March 21st, because allegation 2 here, Ms. Johnson states that on March 21st of 2023, right in the middle of the COVID situation that you're talking about, that you tested positive for cocaine on a urine sample. Is that true or untrue?
Yes, sir, it's true. I thought I was in trouble, so I didn't know what to do. And
So
then,
you just go,
no, I not,
if you're in trouble, you go buy cocaine.
no, I wasn't that.
Is
I
that,
did have, before I got on probation, I did have a problem with it. I just got scared, and sometimes when I'm scared,
go buy cocaine?
I do so.
Okay, well, you know, that has consequences to it that are severe, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you pleading true then to allegations 1 and 2 of this motion to revoke probation
Yes, sir.
voluntarily and because those are true?
Yes, sir.
You understand by pleading true, that is enough to grant this motion to revoke probation. Your probation can now be revoked. You can be sentenced
Yes.
to stand by to no less than 2 nor more than 5 years confinement in prison.
Yes,
Knowing that, you insist on pleading true today.
yes, sir.
I find you are pleading true voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true.
Yes, sir.
Stand by just a second. The probation office in its administrative hearing to me, the officer stated that you made since being placed on probation in January, you have made no notable progress in coming in. I'm sorry, and I'm going to add, you interrupt, and that's rude. Don't add that. That you made no notable progress in coming into compliance with the conditions of probation. You reported sporadically and now have appeared to cease reporting altogether, as you reported in person on 3/20,
Yes.
which they tested you for drugs and that came out positive for cocaine that you have pleaded true to. So this COVID situation that you're trying to assert, number one, you don't have COVID forever.
No,
And number two, I know the doctor is not prescribing cocaine
no.
for your COVID. So that's a problem. All right. Now, what shall we do?
She has asked me to request the court to consider reinstating her on probation and getting her into some kind of drug treatment program. She's acknowledged here before the court today.
Present report.
She's acknowledged before the court today that she's got this drug issue that pops up. She thinks she had it whipped, but obviously she didn't as of March of this year. So she's asking the court to consider reinstatement.
See, in 2006, not to interrupt you there, I was looking at the pre-sentence report. In 2006, you were placed on probation for illegal possession of controlled substance. You were revoked in 2008 and sentenced to 2 years in prison.
It wasn't my drugs. It really wasn't. That's the reason why I started using, sir.
That was in 2006. Okay, pull that judgment up for me real quick. It looks like it's, I don't know. It doesn't show a cost number. Then in 2018, you pleaded guilty to illegal possession of controlled substance and you received 180 days in the jail in 2018 on that. Um, in the probation office. How old are you now? I hate 38. All right. Probation office prepared this pre-sentence report on this case that you're on probation for here.
Yes, sir.
And this states that you started using K2, which is not a good thing, at the age of 22, and you were using it daily until 2019. So that would have been about over 10 years of daily use of K2. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
You don't think that's gonna make you goofy?
He said, good.
Well, it's not funny. I mean, it's there's nothing funny about this. I mean, you think the people who use heavy equipment and fly planes, that they're using K2 every day?
No, sir.
No, just this one. All right. On going back on this illegal possession in 2006 here. Well, this is in front of Judge Gist, wasn't?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what did you want to say about this?
I was riding in the car with somebody and they didn't claim their drugs. And that's the reason why I started using crack cocaine. And I'm
You pleaded guilty to.
I had no choice. I didn't know nothing about.
Yes, you had choice. You were.
I didn't know nothing about.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Mike Van Zant was your lawyer. He was a very. Are you going to badmouth him?
I'm not. I don't.
No.
Yes,
Mr.
I am, because I didn't know, Judge. I didn't know nothing about the law, and I didn't know that if I could fight that case, if it wasn't my drugs, I was green to getting in trouble. I just wanted to hurry up and go home.
Well, when you, I'm sorry, in 2006, how old would you have been in 2006?
21.
You're old enough to know.
Now I am.
Oh, you're not? You're not? You've been an adult for 4 years.
Trouble. That was my first time ever getting in trouble.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's see.
First time ever getting in trouble. I've never seen the inside of a courthouse or nothing.
Yeah, but you were represented.
I didn't know.
Well, hold on. How old were you again?
I was almost 21. I'd never been in trouble. I've never been in trouble in my life.
Well, hold on. It says that you were using cannabis when you were 15.
No, I wasn't.
Just what you told the probation officer.
No, that's a lie.
Okay, that's a lie. Okay. I'm sorry. Cocaine, when you were 21 when you started using cocaine.
That's when I caught this case, yes, sir.
And then you pleaded guilty here to this case. You had a lawyer representing you, and they placed you on probation. In fact, it was a very good probation. It was deferred, where you weren't found guilty and given a second chance. And then
My grandmother, sorry.
you're interrupting. Hold, stand by. You're going to get a chance to talk here. So you were placed on probation December 18th of 2006, and you failed to complete the required Texas Jefferson County Women's Center, which is to help you with your issues. And apparently you didn't do that. And then your probation, let's see, when was that motion filed? A motion was filed on 11 months after you were placed on probation. And then Judge Gist revoked, you were revoked, and then you were sentenced to 2 years in prison, which was the minimum. So, and all of this were pleas of true. You pleaded guilty to the indictment. They placed you on probation, and you pleaded true to failing to attend and complete the Texas Jefferson County Women's Center program that was there to help you. And so you were convicted. Then you have this illegal possession of a firearm by a felon that you were charged with on in June of last year. You pleaded guilty there on January of this year, and right out of the box, you absconded and then got caught with cocaine in your system within a short time of being placed on probation. But it's not your fault. Is that your?
That is my fault. I didn't say that wasn't my fault.
All right.
I could
I
tell.
want to know what it is you want to tell me now. Go
I said
ahead.
that it wasn't my, I understand that. Yeah, I told drugs when I got in trouble, but the first time I got in trouble, it was not my fault. I didn't know that man had them drugs in that car.
But we're not talking about that's history now. We're not going to relitigate that. That's all done and
But that's.
finished. No, you're on. We're talking about your probation now.
I messed up.
Okay, you messed up. All right. So here's the question.
Wait.
What should we do?
Can I go to the Check CDI program?
We gave you a chance already. What shall we do? What states?
Your Honor, state's asking for 5 years. I believe she's already been given a break by limiting it to the 5 years instead of the 10. And like you said, within 2 weeks of her being placed on probation, she starts failing to report. Within 2 months, she's tested positive for cocaine.
Okay, Mr. Dusler, what do you think?
You're all right. Again, it's a difficult situation because it's obvious by her remarks today and the way she presents herself that she's got a drug issue, that she's also got issues.
You can't, but at an opportunity. Are you gonna interrupt during this whole proceeding? Or are we gonna have to put like a mask around your mouth so you don't talk? We learned that when we were in first grade. Our teachers corrected us.
You already said you're giving me 5 years.
Anything else you want to say? You've interrupted everybody.
Okay.
That's not right. You get a chance to be heard. I haven't made my ruling yet.
It's not gonna work because you made your
All right.
decision already. Please, I'm a manager, more patient, okay? I take medication in the free world, okay?
You know what?
Sorry, sir.
All of us are
I didn't
imperfect
take my
people.
medicine this morning because the jail didn't.
Here's what we're
give it
gonna
to
do. You're going back for timeout right now.
me. I don't need
You got to go on back.
my
When you can get to your composure, we'll bring you back out. We've got other things to do right now.
time, please.
No, we got other things to do where people are more composed than you. Sorry. And your cursing just got you in trouble. That's got you in trouble. All right, from the probation office.
He did mention when I was seeing him on the 27th of last month that if she was willing to attend rehab, if that was allowed, it would be better.
Well, we've got somebody.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
was saying
you have a soft voice and you're gonna have to learn when you're in this court, you've got to speak loudly because there's a lot of side noise that happens.
I was seeing her and I asked her what was the reason she stopped reporting, and that's what she told me. She didn't know, like she just stated, and that if she could go to rehab, that was something that she was willing to do better.
Well, here's what she failed on the first program,
Mhm.
and this one didn't right out of the box. She made promises that she didn't keep for a second time. But what is it that is happening that you can you can convince me that, she's already failed on promises in two separate cases that she made to the court on performing. And on this one, it was right out of the box. It was within a month. So what is it you can tell me that's going to make a difference? I mean, really, try to help. Who wants to, when she fails this time, who's going to step forward and say, well, that was my fault. We wasted some valuable time and efforts that people who really are going to be willing to put a good effort out. But I'm sorry, she's combative like she's a 5-year-old who just didn't get her way. But it's her terms that she fails to understand. I think she's just learned in life she's in control. And when she's not in control, then she is free falling like she does. And so she just responds as though it's a child. Now, I know there's some issues here mentally, but she's not severe. She's a drug user. And then she's not handling her drug abuse responsibly. Then, like everyone who gets given chances, now this would be the third chance. She's just not handling it like everybody is supposed to handle it responsibly. She's an adult. She's 30-something years old. And she's just kicking and screaming like she's a child. I know that there's she's not acting mature like a child, but there's nothing in all of these documents that states that she's mentally ill to a position where she can't perform, that she's incompetent or insane. Nothing shows that. What it shows is what too often we see is people would rather get high in this courtroom rather than follow the rules. And as long as you're leaving them alone and they're getting high, their life is falling off the hill. But we try to get her in the women's center. She didn't go once, did she? I think she took off. She didn't want to help. Well, I mean, that's too expensive. We got other people who are trying to get help. And grown-ups at 35 years, you can make your choice. You can either this way or that way. And she's making the same choices she has been consistently making since 2006, where she is now stating today that the 2006 event was illegal. That was a product of wasn't her will, which nothing shows that. That wasn't the way Judge Gist worked anyway. He was very understanding. All right, we're gonna put this aside and we'll see. Don, hang in there. Okay, I have Andrew Kennedy.
He must be brought in.
To be brought out.
He's got 3 serious cases to go on trial document.
This should be fun.
Ruth Johnson, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Let's everybody buckle up on this one and see where we head. There is no agreement, correct?
That's correct. And she's already entered pleas on 1 and 2, and we're kind of getting to arguments about what should happen.
Hey, John, you got Darius Jason, right? What are we gonna do on Jason? All right, we are back again on Ms. Johnson and cause number 22-40113. The defendant is present with Mr. Dusler. And we're going to pick up where we left off when things became disorderly. You have pleaded true here, ma'am, to paragraphs 1 and 2. It's only one case, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Here in 4113, where you were placed on probation for unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon, a third-degree felony. You pleaded true to failing to report as it was expressed here in allegation 1, and in 2, providing a urine sample showing the presence of cocaine in paragraph 2. And again, that is a knowing and voluntary plea of true is enough to grant these motions to revoke probation by a preponderance of the evidence or greater. Your probations can be revoked. You are looking at a cap of 5 years. And so your probation can be revoked. So you were looking at no less than 2 up to 5 years in prison. If revoked and found, you're already found guilty if it is revoked. And the other option, of course, I can continue you on probation. Now, the probation officer, and again, I must say, I don't remember having a chance to meet you. You're one of the newer probation officers. And again, your name, ma'am, for the record is?
Dominique Mayfield.
Dominique Mayfield, that's right. You kin to Clayton Mayfield? The Clayton Mayfield? He's in charge. And how long have you been supervising her since the beginning of her term of
The
probation?
first time we met was in October, so after that, I had to.
But you reviewed the file. Okay. All right. Again, I think there is no agreement here. Mr. Dusler is asking for the court to continue the defendant on probation. What state say?
State, Your Honor, we were asking for the 5 years TDC, just based on her, again, failing to report after less than a few weeks being on probation, as well as testing positive for cocaine after approximately 2
How much time does
months.
she have again? And also, Ms. Johnson, you get a chance to be heard. Try to stay composed and tell me what you want me to hear and consider. Go ahead. Anything else you want to add?
You can tell the judge anything you want.
To the drug program. I never tried that before, but I really am sorry that I messed up. I wasn't trying to, Mr. Judge.
Okay.
When I wasn't on my right medication, and I'm sorry.
Okay.
I really don't have anything else to add.
All right.
I mean, she did violate while she was on probation. She's got a drug issue. If the court would consider continuing her on probation with some drug treatment, it would be great. If not, if you do revoke, I feel like something on the low end would be more appropriate.
And the state's asking for
5 years here.
All right. If nothing further, I'm going to find that there is sufficient evidence supporting this motion to revoke probation to grant it by a preponderance of the evidence or greater. As allegations 1 and 2 have been proven true, the court would know that one of these conditions of probation that the defendant did not condition 10 of the probation was, I'm sorry. The defendant not only failed to report within a month, in 3 weeks, failed to report to the probation office within 3 weeks, of being placed on probation tested positive within 2 months, positive for cocaine within 2 months. And also, it is alleged that in the probation office's report that the defendant failed to participate in the Spindletop MHMR forensics program and was unsuccessfully discharged from that program. The point being is that we tried to assist this defendant in her needs, and the findings from the administrative hearing from the probation officer states that, and the defendant was under the mental health initiative program from the outset. It states since being granted supervision on January of 23, the defendant has made no notable progress in coming into compliance with the conditions of her probation. In addition to her sporadic reporting, she has missed numerous appointments with the Spindletop NHMR and is not in compliance with her treatment regimen. And that all of this is probably a product of the relapse as evidenced by her recent positive drug screen. And due to this, she is not reporting to this department or Spindletop. So there was a good faith effort put by the probation office to help the defendant. I'm going to find that there is sufficient evidence to support this motion to revoke probation, to grant it by a preponderance of the evidence or greater. Your probation is revoked and you were hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 3 years. You will be given credit for all time you have served, which is a substantial amount of time right now. But the point is that you're free falling. You need to help yourself, but you can't help yourself if you're not cooperating with the authorities. And but you need to get help, and you need to some strength of character,
Yes, sir.
discipline to help yourself.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else?
No,
That is
thank you.
all. Thank you. Okay. John, we're gonna
Done and done.